We are now live in YouTube, Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power. We'll be starting momentarily. We will be beginning 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dr. Keith Harley. Woo! Child, you want to be in the room. You don't want to see no replays. You want to be in the room. So we'll see you all shortly. Jackson. Here at Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power, we change lives. We also change hearts and relationships. And you can't change all of that without changing your business and your careers. Come on in. Let's go. Join us at Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power. Welcome to Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power. I am your host. I am Stephanie Walls, Speaker Stephanie, the founder of Speaker Stephanie LLC, and the founder of 1 Million Lives Transformed, and of course, the founder of Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power, where we all have a story. So tonight, you all, the co-host, say a prayer. Our co-host, Hope Jackson, she's not feeling her best today, so send us some prayer mojo out there, and we'll see her next week on Her Story, Our Story, 1 hour of power, where we change lives, relationships, and finances. So let's just jump right on in. I'm so excited to introduce to you all our guest for tonight, Dr. Keith Harley. Let me say a little bit about that. Now, Keith, first of all, I'm gonna need you to help me pronounce the word. Okay, first of all, can you pronounce is it
trichologist?
I had that all kinds of stuff. Trichologist, don't listen, y'all. Don't be judging me. Listen, man. Keith, I know you get that a lot, but that's okay. I got you. I was like, wait a minute, is this trichologist, baby, trichologist? All right, so we're gonna get lessons tonight. We're gonna start right there. So Dr. Keith Harley, a former trichologist, hair and scalp specialist, motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, and trainer. Dr. Keith R. Harley Jr. brings more than 32 years of hair, scalp, and business and leadership, product development, restoration and maintenance, innovation, and education to clients and the industry peers with his foundational skill sets and styling, hair and scalp and cosmetology. Dr. Harley, holds a doctorate of trichology, see that? From the National Institute of Cosmetology. So wait a minute, I want you to know now, because I got on down to this bottom, it tells me that Dr. Keith Harley, he was the owner, but he lets you know at the bottom, just announced, Keith Harley closed his hair and scalp clinic in December of 2019 and recently retired his trichologist hair and scalp specialist. He's pursuing his dream as a full-time, lifetime influencer. He's always been an influencer, let me be clear. And as he published his first book, correct?
Yep, it's my first book coming. Yep.
Baby Steps will be published in the summer of 2021, and it's here.
It's coming.
Here. Almost. And Keith started a new company called Keith Harley Collections and Life Brands. Now, you all have seen some of those pieces. Y'all seen those pieces. I keep saying, where'd you get that from? So you all, I can't wait to get into all the juice and potatoes. So I'm gonna jump right up in here because there's so much, and I don't want y'all to miss any of it. So Keith, come on, Keith. I'm so glad you said yes. Thank you for your yes. So
anything for you. Anything for you.
So let me tell you, I want you to tell the people, because on Her Story, Our Story, we all have a story. But before we get into our story, we always ask every guest, to tell us what is your 6-word story. What's your story? What's your 6-word story?
Your past is not where you have to stay.
Ooh, wait a minute. Your past is not where you have to stay. And I know y'all sitting up here now like, God dang it, he talking my kind of language. So why your past is not where you have to stay? Why is that your thing? Why is that your 6-word story?
Well, one of the things you'll learn about me is I always speak with authenticity. I don't speak based on what I've been taught, but I speak and teach on what I've been through, what I've lived. You know, a lot of people have a tendency, they teach, but the authenticity in it is not there because they haven't been through it. And so I like to talk about my experiences rather than what has been spoken to me, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
And so it took me a long time to learn that where I come from and my generational people say generational curses, but I don't call them curses. I just call them generational issues or generational things that have structured our lives as we become adults. A lot of people feel that they cannot sway away from or get away from those things to better their lives. They think that they have to stay that way because that's all they know. And if I had not exposed myself to other things and other people, I would have never known that I could have gotten out of those situations or become a different man that I am today.
And that's a great segue into, because I wanted to ask you one of the questions as I was getting myself ready this evening. I said, you know what? I've got to ask Keith, because we all have to ask ourselves this question, but I wanted to ask you, what did you have to give up? What did you have to say no to? What did you have to give up in order to get out of your own way?
Ooh, that's a good one. For a long time, I was a professional hand clapper. For a long time, I didn't have the confidence to stand out on my own. I thought my job was to push other people. My job was to help other people become successful. And then I would sit back and wonder, okay, after I helped all of these people, I'm talking about like from Jesse Jackson, from Michael Jackson, all these different celebrities and people that I worked for and worked with, I always found myself as a servant. But I didn't know that it was lessons that I needed to learn in order to become who I needed to be today to stand on my own foundation. So I'm grateful. I'll be very honest with you. One of the experiences I had was when I was 11 years old and we took a school trip to the White House. And I remember standing out of the White House looking through the black wrought iron fence. And at this time, you could walk in front. I don't know if people remember, there was a time you could drive by the White House, you could walk by the White House, and you didn't have those issues. You could just walk up and look at it. Today, you can't do that. You can't drive down that street, nothing. But I remember standing in front of the gate, the wrought iron gate, and I said, one day I'm going to be in there, and I didn't want to be the president of the United States. That was not my focus. But I knew that I wanted to be there. And then henceforth, when I became, about 4 years ago, 4 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago, I found myself for 8 years working for the Obama administration. And I got a picture of myself standing in the Lincoln Room, looking out of the window at the same railings that I held on to at 11 years old, looking in. So at this point, I'm looking out. What did I learn from that? Manifestation. Manifestation. You become who you say you're going to be. You do what you say you're going to do. As long as you believe it, you're willing to make a decision to do it, and you're willing to make the decision to do the work. And that's where all that came from.
You're dropping already on here 2 seconds into this thing, dropping fire and nuggets all over the place. Because listen, and I don't know if you saw my live or my thing, and I was like, listen, you ever have a day, and I know you do, because me and you on the same page. Yeah. I'm like you. But I woke up and it was just like everybody I was around was, woe is me. Nobody ever did nothing for me. And they, the one thing I realized was, okay, how bad do you want it?
Yep.
And so this is what I know. And I want this, and I said, look, if you ain't losing no sleep over it, if you ain't hustling for it, if you ain't always thinking about it, waking about it, dream up, going to bed, thinking about it, wake up, thinking about it, lose a little bit of sleep, because you're working so hard on this thing. If you're not willing to do those things and work really hard toward it, you don't want it.
Right. There was a time I used to listen to the voices of people. And there was a time I used to listen to all types of voices, the negativity. And I felt like I needed to listen to the negativity because I always felt like I had to help somebody. And then what happened was those times that I always felt like if I was obligated to listen to people and listen to all of their stuff became my stuff. And it weighed me down and it kept me from going where I needed to go. And then I felt guilty, and this comes from my upbringing. I felt guilty when I didn't want to hear it, or I didn't want to do it, or I wanted to say no, but I didn't say no and said yes anyway, when I really didn't want to do it. And so I said to myself, in my 50s, that's when it came to me that it is none of my business what you think about me, and I can say no when I feel like it.
Come on, preach to the people. Look, listen, let me ask you this. How many people, and they this, and you probably can't even count because I've lost count. And I feel like everybody is kind of saying the same thing because they're realizing it's a hard reality. Friends and family, close people to you. And I hate to use the word, we overuse it, but it's a fact, right?
Yeah.
The haters just jumping up in your face, and they're starting with, okay, let's start with this one. They don't want to do business with you. That's hating them, right? Because, look, they would want what you have, but they ain't getting it from you because I ain't giving you my money. But then we got that. But then we have those that say, look, you work too much. What's all of that? They got something to say about everything. It's negative. How many people and friends have you had, people you had to let go? Because they couldn't see it.
First of all, I shut them up, I shut them down, and I shut them out. And then I do a process of elimination.
Baby, not shut them up, shut them down, and shut them out. What?
That's what I do. I don't tolerate. I don't have that type of energy. First of all, there's a difference between relative. I want everybody to remember this. There's a difference between relatives and there's a difference between families. You can't choose your relatives, but you can choose your family. And I don't care who you are. If you don't support my mission and you feel like you got to remind me of who I used to be because it's comfortable for you, then I start the process of elimination.
Ooh,
I give you a warning, and then I give you a talking to, and then the third strike, you're out. I don't care who you are. I've done this for so long. And the reason, let me throw in this little wrench right here. The reason why we continuously never say no and we continuously try to focus on making everybody else happy, because our own insecurities, we don't fix that first. You're insecure about saying no. You're insecure about saying I can't. You're insecure about saying I can't help you right now. You're insecure about saying I don't have the money to help you right now. But what you'll do is you'll try to find the money to help somebody else because you're too busy not worried about because you're broke. So you can't give and help other people from an empty cup. Why don't you fill your cup? And what overflows into the saucer is for everybody else.
That's it. That's all. Let me tell you, when did you start when you started your own business? Because you've had a couple businesses. What was the leap? Was it difficult to go from being an employee to being an employer? To having your own business, and what was your journey from? That's a journey. I need to hear about this journey because everybody needs to know.
Well, my first job, I worked at McDonald's. I got fired. Then they called me back and said, we need you. And they said, we want you to be a host. Then I started giving all the food away and the cake because, as a host back in the day, we used to do birthday parties. So I was giving everything away. So then they fired me the second time. Then I went and started working for a cable company. And I remember sitting in the interview when it was time for my review. And she told me, listen to this. She said, oh, you've been doing such a great job. You've been on time and everything. I'm going to give you a 10-cent raise.
The math didn't add up, did it? That math didn't.
I said, a 10-cent raise? I didn't even know that that was possible. So I said, 10 cents? What am I going to do with 10 cents? And I was working for a cable company in customer service called Prime Cable in Laurel, Maryland, which eventually became, I don't know what it's called now, Metro or something. But anyway, so I left that job. And then I went to work for my godfather in the hair industry. And that's when I realized, okay, I can kind of show my talent and I can do this thing. And then for 33 years, I did hair, 33 years. And recently, right before the pandemic, I decided to walk away from it all. I retired. I got rid of my house. I got rid of my truck. I got rid of my business. I even have a picture of taking the sign down. And I made a decision that when I raised my head off the pillow, it wasn't exciting to me anymore. My life, I just didn't, my life wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. I was not happy at all. So I decided it's over. I need to create a new life. And at this time I had just turned, when was the pandemic? 2 years ago. So I just turned 51, I think it was. Now, I'll be very honest with you, Stephanie, I was scared.
Listen, that's a big step. Yeah, I remember seeing you taking that shingle down. I was like,
right, that's
Keith. Yes, I was like, wait a minute, Keith. Okay. You gave me hope though, because I was like, he's shutting down. Look, she's shutting down a whole business.
Everything.
That is real.
The hair and scalp clinic, the product line, everything I had worked so hard for years. And you know what's so interesting? I was stuck because I allowed people to disrespect me. I allowed people to not honor the man that I am. I gave them respect, but they didn't give me respect. I found that clients were treating me in a manner that I did not deserve. And I found myself making excuses for them because I needed the money to pay my bills. I had this big, beautiful house and I had these nice cars and this wonderful lifestyle. But I felt like in order to have to keep those things, I had to be something that I wasn't for somebody else.
That's a word.
So
that's a word.
Yeah, I was smiling and being happy for them, but on the inside, I was dying. I was dying. So
how did you quit? Was it gradual?
No.
Click?
It was click. I'm done. I've had enough. It got to the point where I would come to work and just be sick. And I said, no. I'm not going to do this the rest of my life. And a lot of the people that I knew they were miserable. I knew that they were lonely. I knew that they didn't fix themselves and they were wondering why they weren't in great relationships because they didn't do what they needed to do to take care of themselves. And then they would attract people that they had to change to be right for them rather than fix themselves and attract who they deserved and who they desired.
Ooh, say that again. Say that again. That's a good one. That right there.
People have a tendency of fixing themselves to attract what is not for them because they're not willing to fix themselves. So they would have rather attract other people to fix them to be right for them. And then they wonder why the situations wouldn't work. I would be in relationships with people, friendships and relationships, knowing I had the sign that they weren't the right people for me.
You trying to fix them? You trying to fix them?
Fix them to be right for me.
Wait a minute, you was working with them. They had look, they got potential.
Potential.
Potential, knowing good and well you deserve somebody that already came with the full package.
Right. But then let's take it a step deeper. Why am I going to ask for something that I'm not?
Because you ain't know who you were yet. You didn't believe in yourself yet. Ooh, that's ooh. Baby,
Women and men always talking about, I want a man, I want a woman that's going to take care of me. They're going to treat me like gold. They're going to give me this. They're going to give me that. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. We're going to be this. He's going to do this for me. She's going to do that for me. She's going to kiss me the way I want to be kissed. She's going to hold me the way I want to be held.
Come on.
But why are you going to ask for those things and you don't even represent an inkling of anything that you're asking for?
My people gonna say, "Oh Lord, he didn't went down there," because that's me. And listen, Keith, I tell my folks, while we're, because how they have the list. We have this list of things that they must be, right?
That
so I tell them, look at your list, right? I mean, put it out. I mean, I ain't mad you get that list written out.
Right
now, I want you to tell me what the woman look like that person's supposed to have. What that person look like? What that man or woman look like? Right. And are you that woman or man? Because then why are you asking for these things? Now I'm just saying, and because a lot of folks say, I don't want you. Why I gotta change? Well, I'm not saying you gotta change, but I'm saying how about this? Nothing changes until you did.
That's right. And then when you change, you stop looking, you attract.
Go ahead and give it a look.
You stop looking because you are comfortable and confident within yourself. And then all of a sudden, when you're not looking, you start attracting what is right for you. And then you teach people how to treat you. And then what you do is you take yourself off the sale rack and you put yourself back in the glass case.
Well,
that's
fire.
Teach them how to treat you. And then they got to get the key to unlock the glass case to see if they deserve you or not. Because you have choices.
Come on. Now, let me tell you this, because now, all right, so you launched your collection when you launched before you shut that down. You was just like, I'm going to work for me. I'm going to do me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have your clothing line? Did you have your clothing line then, or you were working that out?
Well, let me tell you, I'm going to be honest. We're going to be honest on here. When I closed the business, I didn't know what I was going to do.
You bet. Hold on. You trying to tell me that you, for real, stepped out on faith? I mean, like, seriously.
Yeah, let me tell you, I told you I'm going to be honest. I was depressed for about a month and a half. Nobody knew, not you, not Gloria, nobody. Nobody knew that I was on the couch crying because I didn't know what I had done. And I had tapped with the clothing a little bit. I was selling a little bit, playing with it a little bit, but I really wasn't intentional. And I literally was paralyzed. Mm-hmm. And then I got into a new relationship, and I knew that I had to get myself together because this was the beginning of a new relationship. This was the beginning of something new. And how was I going to expect this person to be everything to me when I'm nothing to myself? Ooh. So I literally had to do some soul searching. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be honest.
What was your process?
Well, I had to let me just say this publicly. If it wasn't for my significant other, I would be homeless.
I received that.
I would be homeless. If I wasn't in a relationship that I'm in now, I would be homeless. So I am publicly grateful and thankful for my present situation, because if I had not had it, I don't know where I would be. Because remember, I shut the business down 1 month before the pandemic.
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about a blessing. Listen, let's talk about a blessing in disguise, though.
It was like I was prepared. Like God was preparing me. And he knew the transition was there, but he said, in the midst of in the midst of you transitioning, I'm going to give you what you need to hold you over.
Right.
For the blessing. And in the process of the blessing, it's going to seem like you're lonely, but the loneliness is preparing you for the blessing. It's taking all the mess away. It's taking all the congestion, all the bad people in your life. I'm eliminating all of this stuff so you can receive your blessing. And the lesson behind that is you can't receive your blessing in the midst of chaos. You don't even know what it is. You can't even see it. You can't even identify it because you got so much going on over here, and your blessing is sitting there saying, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here.
But you can't see it.
See me. I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here, but you can't feel me. I'm right here, 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 but you're too busy trying to fix people because you won't fix yourself. So therefore, you're going to skip over me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right here and wait. And when you're ready, you let me know.
As Kurt like to say, that so the blessing was sitting over there with the legs crossed like any old day now.
Any old day now.
You get on over here. I mean, listen, hello. And every time you depressed or sad, hey, but you can't see it because all you can see, you know, when you're depressed, that's anger turned inward. That is the only thing you're focusing on is the problem. Solution, you can't even get there because your mind is just all these problems.
All the problems.
Right. Wow.
And see, people would rather pay more attention to the problem because that's what's convenient. It's not painful to be in the problem. It's painful to do the work to get out of the problem.
And it's work.
And see, they don't understand the process. So they'd rather sit and tell everybody about their problems, complain and be hard on themselves and don't do nothing about it. And then they continue and they wait on a result, but they didn't get a result because of the work they didn't do. And then they want to blame everybody else. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am the problem. I got to do the work and let's get it done. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming your significant other. You're the one who attracted the significant other that treats you like mess. You're the one who allowed that to come into your life. That's your fault. So why complain about it? Because if you knew, listen, people show you who they are and tell you the truth in the beginning. You just don't want to hear it.
Come on. And wait a minute. And now they tell you, somebody else done told you.
Yeah,
right?
somebody else done told you. And God will give you a whisper, then he'll give you a shout, then he'll give you a yell. And then we still don't listen because we got our earplugs on. We don't. But no, that
we in love. We in love. We in love with possibility. We in love with not being alone. We in love with the idea of being in this situation. So let me see, because you went. So okay, you went from.
Let me finish. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, come on, bring it back.
So I didn't know what I was going to do. I told you I was depressed, and then I said, you know what is, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, what makes me happy? You don't want to go back to doing hair. I even went and started looking at salons here in the area that I was at. And girl, I started meeting with people and saying, I want to be in partnership with you. And for some reason, I had some great opportunities, but for some reason, it just wouldn't pan out. So I finally said to myself, I'm not supposed to do this anymore. That's what I walked away from. So then I said, what is my passion? And my passion is showing everybody how to make every day an experience. Every day.
That's your gift. That is your gift.
Absolutely. Everything you do, everything you see, everything you live. Why? Remember I said in the beginning of this interview, I said, I like to teach on my experiences rather than what I've been taught. And so I used to watch people when I was homeless, poor, and broke, how they live their lives. And I said, you know what, I want to do what they do. How do they do it? How do they live this way? How do they wake up every day smiling and happy? How do they wake up, feeling good? What is that? What is that process? So I started to study, and it was about aesthetics, spirituality, and your physical being. What you have around you, that's the aesthetics. Your spirituality is how you feel about yourself and your connection with whoever you feel your connection with. Mine is with God. And then my wellness. How did I feel with my body and how I looked and how I took care of myself? And so when I combined those three things together, that's when I became whole. And that's when I knew what it was that I needed to deliver. So when it came to cooking, when it came to clothes, when it came to anything, that's what I talked about. And those were the experiences I had with people.
Let me tell you something. You all, if you don't follow Keith, I've been looking like Keith. I'm going to say, even this morning, I said, how is Keith's story making me want a cup of coffee?
Exactly. Yep.
Right. why it was just so relaxing. And I was like on my way to the phone, like, okay, how'd you make that video? Right? It was just like, I mean, look, why did I actually watch you stir the? I was like, he's getting ready to something all fancy, and then you did, and then the fact that, have you always loved to cook? You've been cooking some stuff. I'll be like, wait, what's he gonna do with that crock pot? What's he gonna do with that air fryer? I don't even have an air fryer, but now I want one because you got one in this big box and you get ready to do something.
Let me tell you, I never cooked. I used to watch my grandmother cook. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I used to watch my grandmother cook. And in the midst of the pandemic, I just started cooking and remembering what she would cook. And that's how I started cooking more. And I remembered how she used to make the pinto beans and the collard greens. And I said, wait a minute, I remember that. I remember that. I remember my grandmother making biscuits from scratch. I said, I remember how to do that. You do a little this, do a little that. And then it just started come pot roasting. That's how it all happened. I started remembering my grandmother and how I used to watch her cook.
Get out of here. Man, you be burning over there. I be like,
I swear to you, that is from watching my grandmother in Greensboro. Her name was Emma Bell Jameson.
And right there, Emma Bell Jameson. She was a cooking somebody.
You could cook her she will cook you under the table. But when you go to the mixing of the coffee, I realized that every day I would rush through something. Even when I go pee, I'd rush through it. And I said, wait a minute, why am I not experiencing what it is that I'm doing? Why am I rushing through something? And then think about it. When you're rushing, you got a lot on your mind, and the things you rush through, you can't remember you did it.
Facts.
And then you got to go back and try to remember that you did it. Did I just go to the bathroom?
Right. Did I put deodorant on after I jumped out that shower?
Did I even take a bath?
You know what?
And I start thinking, it's because I'm not aware of my moments. Write that down. I'm not aware of my moments. And so when I started to slow down and I'm conscious of it, when I even mix my coffee, I pay attention to the type of cup that I use, the type of spoon that I use, how I eliminated plasticware out of my house. I don't have no plastic. We don't have plastic in our house. We don't use paper plates. We don't use paper cups. We don't use knives, paper, nothing, because I will never have a U-Haul truck behind my hearse. So I can't take it with me. Why am I leaving it for somebody? Why do you keep the plastic on the couch? Because you're saving it for a rainy day. But every day is a rainy day, Stephanie. Every day is an experience. The fact that you wake up, you should jump out of the bed smiling. You should just, I don't care what problems or bills or situations or bad relationships or a bad job or whatever the case may be, you should be able to wake up happy on purpose without even having a reason. And then secondly, even when you look in the mirror, brush your teeth, make it an experience. Get a fabulous toothbrush. You don't have to go to Neiman Marcus, go to Target. Get you a toothbrush and just brush your teeth and say, this toothbrush is fabulous. Why is it that we have to be cheap on ourselves and miss the opportunity of having a pleasant experience because you are not aware of your moments?
Me, woo, I'm sitting up here now like you're gonna be like, she up. Every time they see something, it's gonna be like, because Keith Harley said, Dr. Keith Harley, because let me tell you, that is key. Why in the world am I being cheap on my moments?
On your moments. Why?
That's a good point.
Now I am intentional. Anything I do, it's an experience. If I want something to drink, it's an experience. If I go somewhere, it's an experience. I will never allow myself to second guess or try to think about if I want the best of what is affordable for me. Now, you heard what I just said. What is affordable? There is always the best of something affordable. I'm not saying go out here and spend all your money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the best of what's affordable for you, but don't be cheap on yourself. Don't be cheap on your time. Don't be cheap with the people that you're in relationships with. Don't be cheap with the jobs that you have and the businesses that you have. You wonder why you're not successful because you're not working hard enough. The thing is, don't be cheap with your business. Don't be cheap with your customer service. Do what you need to do. Stop being cheap. If you want something, the best relationship, be the best you can be so you attract who and what you deserve and what you desire. That's what it's about. And that's how I live. Make every day an experience.
Let me tell you something, Keith. Well, I'm telling you right now, y'all, if you look and don't take it from me, follow him. So look, I will tell you, I'm learning. And right now, you know, here's the deal. When you are not yet there yet, and it makes it even more real for you, was when somebody you know.
Yeah.
And you experience their journey, right?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you right now, y'all, right? I'll tell you out the gate. I think about like all the times I'm waiting for Gloria to get ready to go somewhere. And she's like, what you doing? I'm here with Keith. I'm getting organized. And she laying thing. I'm like, dang, can he come over my house and get me straight? And how does he? I'll be like, how do you get all of that? I mean, like fabulousness from like the get. Like always looking, like everybody want to know where in the world. I remember the whole get the gown. Yeah. Right? That gown for seminar was going to be better than anybody. They would listen. Right. You ain't gonna be to touch it. That's right. But it was always Keith, and the hair, fire.
She's always
everything was fire. And then wait a minute, I'm like, then wait a minute, look, what? Everything, Keith, right there. Put that, girl, get that together, and put that together. And then and then next time, everybody want Keith, right? So I don't know how you probably was like, look, all y'all have this line, all y'all up over there. Wait a minute, after I get Gloria straight, I'm gonna get to y'all. Then it was like, but now. Now, wait a minute, don't you also have you have a clothing line in Target? Is it Target?
It was, yes. So I'm not, it wasn't my line. I became an affiliate.
Okay.
And so we joined forces, and we helped with distributing and to make sure the designs that they brought into the company, because Target wanted to compete with all the major brands to let them know. I call it affordable luxury.
I like that.
And so that's why you see, when you walk into Target now, you see great clothes, you see great accessories for your home, you see upscale stuff for affordable prices. And that was the direction that Target decided to go in. And when you walk in, it's always aesthetically pleasing. But what makes Target aesthetically pleasing is their lighting. Yes. What makes everything look fabulous in Target is the way that they have their lighting. They don't use fluorescent lighting. Always remember, fluorescent lighting is the worst lighting you can have. So they make sure that they got the proper lighting that's going to highlight the product, that gives it its best color, its best feature. And when you walk in, when you walk into Target, everything looks amazing. It's like, oh my God, it's an experience. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things I love about Target. They make sure that everything you do is an experience. So then I locked down with Walmart, then a couple of other major companies, signed a deal with with Amazon, signed a deal with a company, management company that distributed me to other product lines. So, and then I just signed a contract last year with a perfume line called Okcha. So the lifestyle part was good. I was having a ball. I was rolling. And then one day I got a call.
That call. Oh, do tell about this call.
I got a call, and it was a lady that I've known for 13 years. And she called me and she said, "What you doing?" And I said, "Oh, just working." She said, "I see you posing and everything. I see you posing and everything." I said, "Well, thank you. She said, "Look, I need you to come to Houston." I went, "Huh? I need you to come to Houston. I'm going to be in Houston a couple of days. I want to see you in your face." And I said, "Okay." So I drove to Houston by myself.
You drove?
I drove to Houston.
You better stop. I ain't never heard of such. Go ahead.
I know. I didn't either. So I went to Houston and I sat in her back, and she told me, she said, "Well, what you doing?" And I just told her everything I was doing. And she said, well, are you enjoying it? I said, yeah. She said, Keith, you're not done yet. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, you're not done yet. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I got some things I need you to do, and I need you to help me. And I said, what? And she said, I need you to run my companies. Not company, but companies.
I'm going to start throwing everything around this room. Go ahead. You were sitting there like, God, you know what?
Yeah, I'm like, what? And I'm thinking to myself, it must be hot. It was hot out there. Mosquitoes was biting and everything.
First of all, you was in Houston. Let's talk about Houston. It's a whole nother kind of hot in Texas. But go ahead.
Yes. And so I said, what do you mean? She said, I need your help. I got companies, and I have these companies, and I need help running them. They're moving faster, and I can't handle it all. And I need somebody that I can trust, that I've known for a long time, that could use my help, that, I could use their help. And I went, so what are you saying? And she said, I just told you. And I said, well, let me say this to you. You're 41. I'm 53. Pridefully and respectfully, this is a big thing for me to work for you, because you're younger than I am. And I'm a little concerned. Can you help me with this? And you know what she said to me? I'll never forget it. She said, well, I don't know how you feel at 53, because I'm not 53. But what I can tell you is it's not about how old you are and whether your pride is getting in the way of you being a very successful man. And I said, I am successful now. She said, you're not done yet. You're not successful. Yeah. This is what somebody younger than me told me.
Do tell. Okay.
I was like, what do you mean? She said, no. I'm talking about millions. And I said, yeah.
There's some difference in zeros.
Right. I said, she said, not a million. I'm talking about millions. And if you come on with me, you will be set for the rest of your life. This is what she told me. And I'm looking at her like, with that eye, well, what are you talking about? She said, well, what can you do? And I couldn't tell her because I still wasn't understanding. She said, Keith, I need you to be my COO. I need you to run my companies. I went, what? And now, mind you, this woman is a multi-millionaire. And I said, so here's the thing. Remember, I said earlier, I didn't want to have to work for somebody else.
I'm still on first of all, I want to know how fast and how you combat that fear. That fear, Jeep, of like, maybe I'm not good enough for this.
It was like that confidence was dwindled away. And your girl, Gloria, said to me, all these years of everything that you've been through and everything you've done has prepared you for this exact moment.
I'm gonna have to go with, I agree 120 million%.
And I went, and I never thought about that. She said, you have done everything you're supposed to do to prepare for this moment. So I talked to my significant other, and I was told the same thing. You can handle this. This is for you. So then I went back and I told her, okay, let's do it. So I flew to Miami. I met with the whole team, and it was crazy because this was going to blow your mind. She did not show me what I had to do when I got there. She just took a big old pile of stuff and said, here, bye. Bye. Do what you got to do. And I went. So at that time, I had to negotiate a deal to open up her corporate office. I had to help finish negotiating a deal for her to invest in a $5 million building. I had to structure her whole company, 5 companies. I had to structure her whole team of people. I had to structure the way things were done. I had to be the liaisons between her and then she just signed a multi-deal with Lifetime and Disney. Then we have new product coming out. Then we have a huge $2 million conference that we do every 6 months. All of this is under my umbrella.
But yet you rose right on up, baby, like the phoenix out of the ashes. You understand me?
I rolled the sleeves up.
You said, okay. This ain't, this ain't number some work. This ain't number some work.
You ain't gonna hear me complain. Now, I will tell you, there have been times when I said I can't do it because it was so stressful. But then I keep thinking in my head, God would not give you something that you cannot handle. He will not give you something that you were not prepared for. So that's what I keep telling myself. So the first lesson I learned was delegate.
I was getting ready to say, teamwork make the dream work. You know, take it back to that.
Yep. The first thing. Then she came to me and she goes, Keith, I want you to meet this young man. I need you to get the foundation set up. I was like, what? And so I met this incredible young man, Derek, out of Atlanta, Georgia. And we're creating this amazing Girl Hold My Hand, Stormy Wellington Foundation. That is, I tell you, it's going to be one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm so grateful and blessed to have Derek on my team. He is I can't wait for everybody to meet him. He's incredible. He's a godsend. He's energized. So he's helping me with the foundation. Then I got another team over here that's helping me with the conference. I got another team over here that is constructing our office. I can't wait for people to see our office. I got another team over here that is constructing my sales force. So we're redesigning our whole sales force. I got my team over here that is in charge of our merchandise and our product. We do hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in product sales. We got another department over here where we are now getting ready to put together an estate. So we are actually buying land and building houses in an estate. Then, not only that, okay, we have just signed a deal. We finished the paperwork next week where we are doing a hedge fund for the African American community that we're going to raise over $1.2 million where people can invest. You can buy a gift for $1,000 for someone and they will be an investor in our real estate, in our business, where they will be able to get money back. You know, you can, it's just insane.
That's insane.
Look, I still pinch myself to this day and I say, is this really happening? Is this really going on? Is this really, God, you really prepared? Now, here's the ending part of all of this. When you begin to get the blessing, roadblocks start to come in and try to deter you from getting through the task that is at hand. That's when things start happening. They try to make you, we create stories in our head. I can't do this. It's not going to happen. But you have the mental capacity. You have the muscle in your head to say, I can, it will happen. I can do it. It will happen. I will see through this. The problems may happen, but I'm better than the problems. I'm better than the situations. I'm better than the setbacks. When I have a setback, I'm always laid on my back so I can look up, so I can get up and I can keep going. He doesn't lay me down on my face. He lays me down on my back. That's when I know I can see that I still got a place to go. So you get up from it. Guys, if there's anything that you learned from tonight, don't settle in the problem. Sit there for 1 minute and then go into the solution mode, because a pity party is the most expensive party to have. If you can come up out of the problem and you can see your way to the solution, that will get you to where you need to be to make it happen. I promise you, I would have never imagined that me, little old Keith Harley, that was abused, that was told I would never be nothing, that was bullied in school, that was talked about, ridiculed, disrespected, bad relationships, bad friendships, bad jobs, failed situations that I tried, failed businesses. I would not be standing here today if I gave up. I would not be running a multi-million dollar company if I gave up. Period. So I say all that to say, don't second guess it. Stephanie, this show that you have, give it all that you got, make it syndicated, make it worldwide, make it everything that you manifest, make your dreams your reality. The problem is people will dream about it, sleep on it, never wake up, and it never becomes the reality, period. So let's make it happen unapologetically and intentionally. And I guarantee you the results that you get, you will be happy for.
What I'm sitting here like, I'm so glad I recorded this because I need all of this. And listen, Keith, you know, I've always thought you're an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
You know that, but you know that. Listen, yeah, woo.
Thank you.
How is it? You know, look, 20 years. I mean, as long as I've known Glory, I've known you.
Yeah.
And you've always, to me, been this amazing person. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
I mean, you listen, you know, one of the things we talk about is, you know, don't look like what you're going through.
That's right.
So you never, anything you went through, you never looked like it. You always brought the right energy. But you're right. I understand. God knows, I know about being a professional clapper because I got it down, got the t-shirts.
Yes.
And actually, I believe our girlfriend Gloria probably told us both the same thing. Like, okay, got it. You know, she's like, Stephanie, I've been telling you for years.
Yep.
This is your gift.
Yep.
Why you wasting time on it? And she probably been telling you the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
You did a little bit. Okay, I did a little bit what she said. But then when it came time, you were like, wait, you didn't, even though, you know, you had your friend say that this is what I want you to do. And I already know you the person.
Yeah.
You need at least let me check back and see if she knew what she talking about, because she may not really understand. She might be thinking the representative she's seeing is what, but she don't know. You ask two more people. You know how we got to get co-signers.
Yep. But let me ask you a question. When you got the two co-signers, aside from the conversation that you had, and I want you to be very honest with me, the people that you were asking permission from to be happy and to get permission from to do what you need to do, will you trade places with them?
No, and that's it right there. That's it right there. Listen, look, that goes right back to, and you know, I don't know why we don't remember. You know how back when you on them jobs, right? When they tell you that you don't, you know, you complain up.
Right.
You don't go down to your subordinates and talk about how much you hate the job. You gotta go up so they can get you right.
That's right.
And so, but in the meantime, I'm going to somebody that don't, you know, they said, don't, if you want to kill a dream, what thing Steve Harvey said, you want to kill a dream, tell your big plans to somebody with a small mind.
That's
and it's just the day ain't there yet. You tell them about this big dream, they haven't even touched their small dream, and you asking them for permission for you to dream big.
And then you asking somebody for advice and permission that's never done what you're trying to do.
Which is crazy in and of itself, right? It's right up there with keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
That's right.
I know. But wait a minute. I want to ask you this because I know. I want to tell you that, and I say if you have a day like, ooh, because you know entrepreneurship is work.
Yeah.
And success is work.
Yep.
Being your best version of who you are is work.
Yeah.
Because it's change is inevitable, right? But personal development is a choice, as Bob Proctor says. But here's the thing. I know as I'm watching, I said, I remember when you said, you know, this snap, like, you know, manifestation, and you talk, I got them taking a step, and it's woo. As soon as I saw it, I said, ooh, I want to pick up the phone right now and call Keith and say, okay, here come the baby, put your full armor of God on, right?
That's it.
Have you ever had to check yourself so that you would not minimize your success?
Yes, a couple of days ago, I said to someone, if I were to grade myself at that moment, that from a 1 to 10, if I'm being consistent, what would I grade myself? And I looked at that person responsibly, and unapologetically and said, I'm working at a 5. I said, now, what do I need to do to get back to a 10? You ready for this? When we get to a certain place, we forget to do the things we did to get there.
Uh-oh.
So if I think about all the stuff I did to get here, I stopped doing it because I got involved in what I was doing and I forgot about what's going to keep me there. Mm-hmm. So I had to go back to my studying. Personal development has to be done every day. I got back to my reading. I got back to my writing. I got back to everything that keeps me whole, sustainable, and in focus of the direction that I'm trying to go in. And so you got to check yourself and you got to say, what am I not doing that's not going to elevate me? And you know it because it feels different. You know when you don't do what you're supposed to do because you feel different. Right. Because that's your guilt coming up through the skin to tell you, you know, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So I had to go back, and I'm glad that I have that muscle in my head that I've built to say, Keith, get back to the formula, get back to your studying, get back to your reading, get back to being aware of the moments.
Mm-hmm. And I want to tell you that my brother-in-law, you know, he in his on his job, you know, he kept getting elevated. And I asked him once, how did you prepare for your next? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, because you got to substantial places. Yeah. And did you ever experience like imposter syndrome? Yeah. And he said, no, I did not. He said, only because not, you know, he early on, he said he did, and he did something to prevent it from happening again.
Yep.
And that was, he prepared, he always in his mind saw himself 2 or 3 positions up from where he currently was. And he operated in it and he acted like he was already there.
Already there.
Manifested. So when he got there, it was like, boom, this ain't nothing new.
Yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Right. So it's right. So it wasn't I don't belong in this room because I've been here for about 3-4 years now.
That's it. And then the other thing is, we got to guard our circle of influence. We keep letting people in our lives because we think that that's the godly thing to do, or that's the right thing to do. We always accepting people in our space, in our homes and in our surroundings. Listen, energy is energy. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. And what I have found, Stephanie, if I start to get around the wrong energy and I get around the wrong frequency, that gets embedded into my system. And so that's when you begin to change, when you start to listen to other conversations. Let me tell you, when people around me now, when they get to talking stuff about negative or that something has happened and they keep nailing it in the ground, I'll be like, oh, no. You done told me once what the problem was. You done told me once what has happened. I don't need to keep hearing it over and over and over again. What I need you to do is get yourself together. And if you can't get yourself together, I'm going to have to kind of gradually walk away or shut the conversation down because I can't let that stuff get in me. So I'll be like, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. And I have to be that way because I have to protect my sanity, my happiness, my energy. I don't care who you are. You got, and that's what's going to put you in a mind space that you deserve to go where you want to go. It is called unapologetically intentional entitlement.
Unapologetically intentional
entitlement.
Entitlement. I like that.
Because
I put the pencil all the way in the floor messing with you. Mm-hmm.
Because people think that the word entitled or entitlement is a negative word, but it's not. The reason why you see successful people the way that they are is because they know that they deserve to be there because they're entitled to it. And they're unapologetic about the decision that they've made about success.
Right. They're not they've decided that it's okay to be successful. They are not afraid of success because there's there's a fear of failure, but it's also a fear of success.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is huge. Which most people don't even think that they don't even realize what it is, but that is what it is.
They're really afraid because they're worried about what other people think. What if you just think to yourself, it's none of your business what you think? It's none of my business what you think about me.
That is major. That is major. So now let me tell you, you travel a lot.
Oh my God.
And baby, women, you might have drove to Houston that first time. But baby, you ain't doing no train, you doing planes. And I said, wait a minute. Listen, that's on my list. That's my list. That's on my list, private plane. I said,
yes.
Focus on the private plane again. I was like, why do I envision? Listen, well, first of all, the car outside, pick you up, drive you down, pick an airport, hop up in that private plane. First of all, just as grandmama used to say, casket sharp. I was like, first of all, the shoes, the whole outfit, actually, it's not only your look is an experience. You're gonna experience you walking in that room, like you're gonna want that, like, what in the world?
Yeah.
How can, like, who is he? Right? Number one.
There are three things that my grandmother taught me as a man, as a Black man. My grandmother always taught me she wants my shoes to be shined. She wants me to always smell good. And she wants me to always make sure I have a beautiful smile on my face.
Check. You got that down. You got that down. First of all, it's a situation. I know you have to tell yourself, listen, y'all, you can need an armor and a guard just to get through the airport or get to the tarmac because, baby, I know it's a situation. But it's key. But then you have, and matter of fact, I want to show, because you have, and I want you to tell them why I'm keying this up, about your upcoming event in Atlanta. So talk about it as I'm keying it up.
Okay, so we have a new event in Orlando called The Awakening. And let me tell you, this event was one of the best events we've ever done. The hotel that we're in, the Renaissance, we're literally taking over the whole hotel. And it's a life-changing experience. It's called The Awakening. And I have to tell you, it's predominantly for women, but we do have some men that come. And we're starting, there it is.
Wait a minute. I was like, wait, first of all, there's Keith right there. Woo, honey. So this one, wait a minute. And some of this is from, what was the last conference? Where was the last conference?
The last conference was in, where was our last conference?
Oh my God, wait a minute.
In September,
Was you in Atlanta? Were you in Atlanta?
No, we were in, where were we? Wait a minute. Look, we were in Houston.
Houston, yes.
Yes, Houston.
And so I'm gonna play a little bit of this here. Okay, no, here we go.
That's it.
That is great. Look to me. When I said, look at this, look. Yeah.
Look at that. Did you see that right there? That was the largest meditation event that we've ever had. It was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't giving y'all love, but y'all go to the website and get y'all stuff. Let me tell y'all something here. I went on, I was like, wait a minute, Keith said there's something coming up. Let me go in. I said, it's March. No, right, it's coming up. Let me go. I said, wait a minute. So I saw the link. I'm going here. I was like, Lord, they're gonna be up because now I followed you all at the last conference.
Yes.
First of all, let me just tell you the flowers, the fresh flowers alone.
Oh, let me tell
you.
Let me tell you, the woman that I work for, Stormy Wellington, she has taught me that we cannot skimp when it comes to customer service and the way we treat our people. And all those flowers you saw were flown in fresh. That girl, listen, our conference costs us and she is not apologetic about telling people. That's why I can say it. Our conference cost us $1.2 million.
It looked like millions. I mean, it looked, first of all, big, the most largest thing of flowers I've ever, everywhere, like fresh. And then Glory was like, no, they were fresh.
Fresh.
And then everything was so amazing. I was like, it was an experience.
But let me tell you about her, how she is very particular and she's very, look, it's the experience. So the night before it was supposed to start, Stormy got there at midnight to do a walkthrough. We were supposed to be on stage at 7 a.m. Stormy walked in around 12:30 a.m. and she looked and she stopped all of us as we were going upstairs on the elevator. She said, y'all not going to bed. I don't like it. And we worked changing everything until about 5:30 a.m. We had no sleep. We went to our rooms, took a shower, and came back down. And we started the show when it was supposed to start. And that is how particular she is. She don't play when it comes to what she wants for our customers and our followers. So, and I didn't complain one bit because I understood it. And now we're working on, I think I can tell you all a secret. We're working on Mary J. Blige. And Mary J. Blige is going to be singing at the dinner.
Let's talk about that dinner. Everything. I don't know what, it was so many things. I was like, every time Gloria's thing or your thing or one of y'all went live, I was like, now where are they now?
That's right.
I don't know. Y'all had me sucked in. Okay, between that and then I want to say if it was before that or after that, maybe it was before that. You all were with Grant
Cardone.
Okay, so now listen. First it was going in a helicopter. I was like, I'm not jealous. Look, then you were on the boat, and then you were in this, and then I was like, what? Grant Cardone.
Oh, that's when we were in the helicopter, and then we went from the helicopter to the boat, the yacht, and that's when he was flying the helicopter. Let me tell you something. This has been life-changing. And I would have never imagined that I would have the experiences that I'm having now and what's about to come. And I say this to you, Stephanie, all of us can have the same thing. It's just a decision, who you put yourself in front of. I've known Grant Cardone. I introduced Gloria to Grant Cardone almost 8 years ago. Never imagined that she would be speaking on his main stage. Never imagined that I'm sitting here at the table with him personally doing $1 million deals. Never in a million years would I thought that I would be great friends with his wife, Elena, and I'm at her house a week ago shooting bow and arrows. None of this. But what made it happen was I wasn't begging to be there. You ready for this? I wasn't begging to be there. I wasn't saying I have to be there. I wasn't jealous that I had to be there. I became who I needed to be. So that put me where I needed to be.
Come on. And let me tell you this right now. They got enough groupies.
That's right. People run away from groupies.
That's it. Don't nobody want nobody. Listen, don't nobody want, look, they got enough groupies. They need some real people that number one will be able to tell you that the emperor don't got no clothes on. Right. That's what I'm saying? Because friends be like, oh, you look good, girl. No. Got me out there looking crazy.
No, they don't want to be around groupies. They want to know that you are sure of yourself. You know where you're going, or you're already where they're going, or you're trying to go with them. They don't want nobody. They don't want that. They don't want that.
Who wants that?
Right.
Because first of all, listen, you either, as I like to say, you either a zapper or a sapper. So if you either taking energy or giving it. If you're not giving it to me, okay, that means that I'm doing all the giving. And I mean, as much as I am very much, I have a lot of energy. look, I need something for myself. As you said, I can't give what from an empty cup.
You can't.
You can't. But wait a minute, I know Mickey, we didn't went open. Let me see. Hold on, wait a minute, Mickey. I know you are dying to come on here and answer these questions. Mickey, unmute yourself. I'm sorry, honey. You know I can love to Keith. I'm sorry, but we done went over, but you know I can talk to you forever. Mickey.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot you ain't coming on screen. You being Keith. Yes, you go.
That's correct. You know, Keith, first of all, it's wonderful to meet you. I've seen you. I believe I've seen you at Gloria's. I've seen you on different things, doing things with Gloria. So when Stephanie said that you were going to be speaking, it didn't click until I saw you and you started talking. So it's wonderful to meet you. And thank you for sharing your experience, because like she said, I never would have, looking at you, I'd never, you know how they say, how you guys were talking about, you don't know what their journey is until you think you do, you think you're seeing everything, but you're not really seeing anything. You don't really know nothing.
You really don't.
So I had a question. You mentioned something early on about after you had gone into this depression, and you mentioned there were 3 things, I think, that helped you see. And it was more like spiritual. You realized that it was the spiritual, the aesthetic. You were watching other people and how they lived or their lives, or came up each day going through what they were going through, but still coming up positive and moving forward. So what were those 3 things again? Because I missed some of them.
Aesthetically, the things that I had around me. Physically, my physical body, and my spirituality. Let me tell you, a lot of people don't realize that what they have around them will take away their energy, will take away their ability to grow. So I had to make sure that everything around me, even with the color of the paint on my walls, even with the colors that I have in my office, as you can see, I got an orange chair behind me. Even when it comes to, I gotta have lighting. I gotta walk into a room and the room has to be lit. It can't be dark. Even when it comes to the way my house smells, we make sure that our house has a smell of freshness, cleanness. It doesn't have that dull smell. When I go to bed at night, my place has to be aesthetically. We make sure every dish is in place, every pillow's propped. When I come downstairs in the morning, I want to have the feeling that I'm a king and that I'm walking into a room that is making me feel like I'm a king. When you have congestion, when you have dark colors, dark lights, when you have paper plates in the refrigerator, in the sink, and all this kind of congestion, what that does to you, at first, you don't respect who you are, but secondly, what you have around you, you're not respecting. So get rid of some of that stuff that's not elevating you aesthetically. When I go into my bathroom, I make sure that everything is pleasing to the eye. Even, people don't understand that makes a difference. Get rid of that old stuff. The other day, I realized I found a speck of, you know how sometimes silverware will get a little rust on it sometimes?
Yeah.
And you be like, oh, I'm going to just keep it. Most people keep it.
Right.
I went in the drawer and I threw out everything.
You know you gonna make me go downstairs. I know I seen one today. I'm gonna get rid of it today. Tonight is getting up out of here.
It's gone. So I took a box and I went in the drawer and I just started putting everything. I said, this is no.
Yeah.
I open up the drawer, that I see things aesthetically pleasing. But we don't know how to do that. We want to hold on to stuff and old stuff and stuff that don't look good, and you have gray paint on the walls. Do me a favor. Go in one of your rooms that has a dark color of gray paint, black paint, something dark, and then you reflect the light on it. It reflects energy off the light of the color into you.
Okay.
People don't realize that.
No,
So if you
they
get
don't.
good lighting, if you get good paint, if you get something that's going to brighten up how you feel, that gray, those dark colors make you feel depressed and sick, and then you look sick.
Right. Okay.
So wait a minute, the gray, I think everybody doing gray now, so the gray, not the color.
It
not
depends.
The dark gray.
It depends. He's saying dark grays.
Right.
He's talking about like
gray,
bright
or
light
you could have
stuff.
a gray, but what about the lighting? If you got fluorescent lighting on gray, that's a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. So then spiritually, you trying to live your life, and then you have no connection.
Right.
You don't have no belief. You don't have nothing that you can spiritually connect to keep your life going. And then physically, you tired, everything hurts, you're not moving, everything cracking. I know some people, I'm gonna use Gloria as an example. I don't care what she say. She make me sick. Go ahead. Look at Gloria. Gloria is retiring this year. This is her last month. And one of the muscles that she has right now is for her to be her age and look the way that she does and have the energy she has is remarkable. And I tell her that every day because of the way you are and the successful woman that you are and the age that you are. You remember when Mr. Clean had a bush?
Go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
But you look good, you feel good, and you have an amount of energy that people wish they could have. And that's what people want. So teach people how to have that because that's what people want.
Right.
I might be 53, but I don't feel 53. I want people to connect spiritually to understand that it is not your age, it is your thought process and what you're connected to. Okay. Same with the physical aspect. And that's the way I feel about it. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, you answered it. And so of course I've written those down. Okay. My other question is, she was saying, you guys were saying follow you, but it sounds like you're in a specific business with Stormy Wellington. I mean, do you all, because you had said you had wanted to be your own thing. Okay. But so my question is, are you doing something with this, or is this like, because this is a lot that you're doing. So is this your business? Why are y'all laughing?
Oh, wait, we gonna need you to get up off of his toes like that. But go ahead.
Well, no, because you had said you were following him, so I'm trying to figure out where you're following him at.
I am following him I'm following him on social media on Facebook.
Okay, that's all I'm trying.
But no. I'm laughing because you're asking a question that everybody's asking. And this all happened. I wasn't supposed to be working for Stormy. I was supposed to be running my own company, right?
But wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you right there. Because to me, you are a business. I mean, all of the stuff that you're in the center of that's springing out. I mean, you are doing that. I mean, I think you are. You are pretty much the person that is in control of a lot of stuff. Yeah. A lot of things that can't happen without you. That's correct. My question, I'm just saying, I thought that you were also doing something else. So I was thinking she was following you on social media or whatever, that you also had some other stuff.
And remember my clothes, the clothes I bought from him that you love. Right. I just bought some recent pieces. So he got that going on too. So now listen. Look, now I know that I'm like, I ain't seen no runway action lately.
Listen, I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to put all this together. Stormy even said it the other day. She said, Keith, you have got to get you an executive assistant. I do have an assistant, a personal assistant, Don, who is incredible. And, she was saying that I needed an executive assistant because I have so much going on and so much that is getting ready to come. And so I'm trying to figure out how to pull all this stuff together. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
But it's so exciting because I know there's so many people that would love to be in the position that I'm in and not pull their hair out. I don't pull my hair out. I really get up every morning excited and running. Just like you see me right now, I'm excited. I don't care what time of day it is. I'll wake up in the middle of the night. And here's the other thing. My time is my own time. So I'm not structured to the point where I got to go to bed at 9 and I got to get up at 7. I go to bed at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I'll get up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, or I'll get up at 8 o'clock. It's my passion.
Okay.
And it's first and foremost a passion about my life. It's not about Stormy. It's not about what she has. It's not about what I did with Keith Harley Collections and Keith Harley Hair and Scalp Clinic and Keith Harley Lifestyle Brands. It's about my passion for life. I got my passion back.
But you seem passionate too about the things that you are working on, in the sense that they also seem to be things that, if you had thought of them, you would have wanted to promote those kinds of things, like this foundation and all of that. So to me, that's why I'm saying, no, you are doing those things. But I was thinking, okay, so he's also probably doing some other stuff that I'm just not aware of, and that I can follow you on.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell you this, Gloria. Mickey. First of all, look, so Keith, busy as he is, which I love. And you know how I hate the word busy. So as full as his schedule is, right? He's thriving. He will be off, and you say, I say, he gone. He on a plane. He out of here. Then boom. But in the midst of it, he has on his social media, he has his things. He posts there. He is always talking. He's coaching. He's talking to you.
And that's what I thought, that he had a coaching business too.
He is a coach. He's a coach. He's a speaker. But he ain't got time for
all
individual.
these things going on. All these different little, pots that he's working in.
But when he's an influencer. So wait a minute. He'll be coming back from somewhere, and next thing you know, Keith then cooked up something. So he looked right. But wait a minute, or he's putting some flour. At first, let me explain something to you. You will be drooling over the kitchen.
Well, where is
the bedroom, or
at?
the living room, or the space, the backyard. I just want to put on some attire and pose in the backyard. And women, why must I just be a Keith? I gotta come over there and I'm gonna model something. We're gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna be the new model, right? That's gonna happen. Let's go. I didn't say it. It's in the atmosphere. Look, go and make it happen. All right, Keith's gonna make it happen. But listen,
everything you just described is me making everything I do an experience.
That's
the
doggone fruit bowl in the kitchen. But wait a minute, no. I think, oh my God, this is the season. You get ready. If you haven't already done it, have you decorated yet? Because I love how you decorate.
My tree will be up between this week and next week for sure. It will be.
That's what I'm saying, Mickey. It's gonna be an experience. He gonna break it down. He gonna show you how to decorate on a dime. He gonna tell you, take this, and this, and throw this thing on the counter right here, and look how fabulous, and put this around it.
That's right.
Wait.
So are you on Instagram, Facebook? Where are you?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn,
TikTok.
Oh,
pick one, Mickey. Pick one. Because the struggle is real for Mickey. Pick one. Which one?
I think you would like, if you go to my TikTok page, you would really love that. I have some great video content on TikTok.
Yeah, Mickey, you're a TikToker. Go to the TikTok and just follow him, and that way when it'll tell you when he's there. As soon as it'll tell you, Keith just posted something, and you ain't got to go looking for it.
It's not. I'm intentional about the content. This is how I live my life every day, right now. This is how I live every day. I wasn't like this always, but because I'm intentional about making every day an experience in everything that I do, this is the way I live.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. And are you gonna be cooking on TikTok too?
Oh, you'll see plenty of meals on TikTok. I got some great recipes on TikTok. I just did a pot roast that'll make you find somebody's mama slap her in the forehead.
See what I'm talking about? Mickey from South Carolina.
Okay.
And she loved to cook, so she probably was like, "I'll be doggone." He didn't watch his grandmama, but somebody can. I'm sure a whole lot of folk that can really that resonates with them.
Yeah.
You watching grandmama cook.
But the other thing that makes it look good, here's the secret. I'm particular about the pots I use, what I put my food in. I respect my food, right? I respect my food. So if I'm going to cook something in something, it better be worthy of me putting my food in it.
You know, first of all, the pots, Mickey, don't you go shopping. You gotta go. You gotta throw something away. You gotta get rid of something. Sell it.
First of all, I have very nice pots.
This is what I'm saying.
My
wait
mother,
a minute, Mickey.
My mother and sister came up here and cussed me out when they came to cook.
Right.
And they were like, "What is this? What kind of cookware is this? This is crap." So from then on, I started buying real cookware.
And you can go to Home Goods, you can go to Ross. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to get expensive cookware. You just got to know where to go get it. Yeah. So I respect my food, and I want to make sure what I put my food in, it respects the food.
Okay. And now the next question I had to ask you was about the awakening thing. So is that, I'm assuming that people pay to go, obviously.
Yes.
And it is an event that is like, what is it, like a weekend or a week?
Yeah, it's 3 days. And the Awakening is a conference for women and men who want to come, that want to change their lives in this setting. It shows people that you can change your life as long as you do the work and you do what you need to do to make it happen. And so we give you the platform to make it happen. We give you the assignments to do it. And we consistently stay connected with you to help you keep going. And when you hear some of the stories of the lives that we've changed at Girl Hold My Hand, it's called Girl Hold My Hand. And then we have the Girl Hold My Hand Foundation. We just recently became 501c3 approved. You're going to see some of the stuff that we're about to do with our foundation. Our job, and we have soon to come 100 Men Woke, and where we're going to bring men together to change their lives. So we got a lot of stuff in the making that's about to come. Just stay connected with us. It's going to be blown away. And just understand, once you experience it and you make a decision to do the change, do the work to keep the change.
Yeah, and that was following kind of like what you said about how you had to then go back and remind yourself of what you used to do.
That's right.
To keep you moving forward and to keep you on the path. I don't want to say on the path, but more so continuing to learn, to practice, to do the things that got you to where you got in the first place.
Yeah, I think a lot of people make a mistake is when they have a success, they stay too long in the celebration of the success.
Right.
But when you get to the success, you should be in the midst of planning your next success.
The next success. Yes.
And the reason why, here's something strong. The reason why people stay in the success is because they're not used to having it. And they don't believe that they deserve to be there. So eventually they go back to who they used to be, rather than do the work of staying where they are and going to the next level. Most people, they don't know how to stay because they don't first feel like they belong there. Secondly, they give up and stay there and they don't want to work hard anymore. And then they wonder why they failed.
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay. Excellent. Well, it is wonderful to finally meet you.
It is my pleasure.
Doggone, Mickey said, wait a minute, that conference.
Yes. Yeah.
You can watch it virtually. It's going to be virtually, as well as in person in Orlando. We have a capacity of 600. We usually sell out in about a month. and we have a waiting list. But that's because, you know, we won't have any more than 600 people. We refuse to do more than 600.
You treat the quality.
Yes.
Of the content and the experience.
Because the bigger it gets, the less we can touch.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's why we do more. You know, we don't do it once a year. We do it twice a year.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's how come we do it the way we do it.
Okay. And then my last and final question. Are you still doing the things like with Target and so forth? The fashion stuff?
Yes.
And Walmart and all of that?
Yes. You're going to see next week. I've already started. I got the stuff at home. Now we're going to do my list of favorite things to shop with. Some things came out already. So I'll make sure that you all connect with me on social media. I'm going to be giving away 3 bags of my favorite things for the year to buy as gifts and so on and so forth. Let me tell you, some of the stuff in there you're going to be amazed about. I'll give you an example. I don't know if you all know Olive Olay. You're familiar with Olive Olay, right?
Oh, yeah.
Olive Olay just came out with a hand wash. Have you all seen it?
No.
It is a anti-aging hand wash, a hand mask, and a hand cream.
Stop
and
it.
The price is $4.99.
No.
Get out of here.
The packaging is amazing. The way that it makes your hands feel. I mean, it's incredible. If you don't win my bag, go out to Target and get you some. Go to my page on Instagram and order you some. Go get it because it's amazing. It's delicious. But most importantly, guess what? It's an experience.
It's an experience. And it's $5. Just $5.
It's just $5.
What?
And it looks like it's $100. I swear to you all, y'all are gonna be blown away.
My grandmother, look, all she used was oil of Olay.
That's it.
You know, like many years ago, that was her product. So.
Oh yeah, we got some great stuff coming, guys. You're gonna be excited.
Okay.
I can't wait. All right, y'all, it's 8 o'clock. We done went open, but I'm loving it. And baby, I cannot. The outtakes. This
is look, nothing out, girl. You ain't gotta take nothing.
Man, this is juicy. This look as Dr. Sherwood was. This was juicy. Every bit of this. Folks gonna be like, "What in the world?" I missed all of it. They're gonna be sitting there with the replay, watch back, fast forward, getting back here, going back. Wait a minute, I missed it. I gotta go back. Keith, this has been amazing. As always, honored. Thank you for your yes. But listen, I'm gonna be seeing you soon when you come back to town because I'm serious. So go ahead and pick my outfit out so I can be before it gets too cold. Well, I got boots. We can go out there and get some snow pictures. Right.
Look, get ready. My birthday is this month, so I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. So I'll keep you posted.
Yes, I look. Got car. We'll drive down the highway.
Okay. Look on the plane,
baby. Listen, hey, tell me. Let me in the tarmac. Look, I had to go live. I'd have to go live with.
Okay.
Oh, this is the fabulous. So you all listen. This is it. Those that show up, go up.
That's it.
It look a closed mouth. I think I've said all the time. A closed mouth does not get fed.
That's it.
And then, as Keith already said, don't nobody need no more groupies. Don't nobody want no folks to be attached to them. There's one. If you ain't trying to go, if you're not going somewhere or interested in going somewhere, then that's okay. Right now, that's not your thing. If that's not your ministry, as we like to say, go sit on the sideline. But please get out of the way of those that are trying to do such. Or that's push them ahead or encourage them. So Keith, I'm going to tonight is me a great night. I'm going to let you say the final words.
Ooh. Stop imposing your problems on other people because you're not willing to take care of them yourselves. Do the solution, get to the solution, handle your problems so that you can live a happy life. It is so much life to live out here. How you do that? You get to the root of the problem, you eliminate it, you heal the wounds, take the Band-Aids off so that you have the freedom to make every day an experience and everything that you do an experience intentionally and unapologetically. You have a happy life to live, but it's by choice. Don't go to your grave not singing your song.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. So we'll see you back next week. Same place, same time. Follow Dr. Keith Harley. He's Keith Harley. Dr. Keith, Keith Harley everywhere. Is it Keith R?
Oh, Dr. Keith Harley. Yeah.
Dr. Keith Harley everywhere. You better get now. Look, you don't get ready to go on my TikTok right now because I don't know if I'm following you on TikTok. I got to get all this.
I got some good stuff on TikTok.
Oh, I'm going to be up on there, get my game up. And so listen, here's the deal, manifestation, and you've already heard it. So love you all. See you next week. Keith, I honor you. Thank you. I love you. Mickey, I know you got the juice, girl. Don't be calling me that. I'm going to see Mr. Wall. Don't call me. All right, love you.
All right.